Hello, and welcome back to another video from me, FPL Crusader. Call me Luke if you wish. Today we're doing a transfer video, one of the more fun videos to do. We get to have that bit of hope in terms of the transfers that we're making and hoping they'll come off. Today specifically, I'm focusing on Free Hit 29 for those of us out there that are free hitting. I'm personally not, but I've done a free hit team. I think it's pretty strong. Some of my team for 29 will be in there as well. I'll compare them both at the end as a little bit, but I've got 6 players from each position. I don't really care about goalie, so I'm just going to stick with Pickford. If you've got a better goalie, I'd suggest going with them. But let's crack straight onto it. And I'm going to talk about the defenders first. I will caveat this as saying, because of Cunha is suspended for Wolves for 3 games at least, 3 Premier League games at least, I believe, definitely for 29. I've completely got rid of Wolves. I haven't even got Ryan Aït-Nouri, who's got decent fixtures and he's got an attacking threat. But without Cunha, Wolves are a completely different beast. I just don't expect them to do much at all. So that's my caveat for that. And also, obviously, Mateta and Isak are under injury clouds, but they don't play in 29, so they don't really feature in this either. So let's crack on. I've got the defenders here, and I've got the 6 best defenders, I think. One from each team. You can double up if you want, but we'll see how that. So let's first talk about the defenders. If you don't know what they look like and you're just a stats player, we've got Ola Aina, Josko Vardiol. I've put in Urian Timber there. That was purely because of coin. I couldn't afford Gabriel in my free hit team, but if you've got the funds, that's fantastic. Go for Gabriel. I've got Harry Maguire in there because now and then he tends to get his big fat head on crosses, so good on him. Vitaly Mikalenko. Interesting enough, I heard it first on Above Average, then I heard again on Planet FPL. He got an assist on the weekend. That was his first ever assist. I can see why people think he's a troll. I've had him in my team quite a lot, so that probably says a lot about my rank. And I've also got Pedro Porro there as well. So that, in terms of their games, Ola Aina is away to Ipswich. It's one of the better games in Game Week 29. Chris Wood is a viable captaincy option in that game. City have Brighton at home. Brighton, who are playing fantastically well, whether or not. Okay, and we're back. The power just went out because of a cyclone here in Queensland. So forgive me if I repeat myself. I believe I was talking about Vardiol and City in terms of whether you actually want a defender from City. I don't really want one. Also, I've got Timber there. It could be Gabriel, as I said. Maguire, maybe. But they've got Leicester at home or Leicester away. So the thing isn't, everyone wants to target Leicester. So you're probably banking on a clean sheet there, maybe. Forest have Ipswich and Spurs have away to Fulham. So I won't guarantee that we can. I won't guarantee that we can keep a clean sheet. We'll probably win that against Spurs, I hope. We just beat Manchester United on penalties in the Cup. For Manchester United fans, commiserations. I hate losing on penalties, and I don't really like penalties. I think all Cup games should be decided by a winning goal, but I guess that can wait till the knockout phases. Round 5 is a bit different. So what we've got here, this is all from Fantasy Football Pundit. Thank you again to them for this one slide in the middle here, is the clean sheet odds over the next 2 weeks. And this is the effectiveness or the average, I guess we'll call it, percentage chance. So clean sheet odds this week for Arsenal, 40%, 38. In the middle, they're 39. So over the next 2, it's not too bad. If you've got Arsenal for now and Game Week 29, and you also want to have them, if you want to double up to them on 29, that's not too bad. Chelsea's clean sheets, ugh. I mean, they have one against Southampton, but you wouldn't guarantee it. Everton are a clean sheet chance. They got Wolves and West Ham. You'd expect away to Wolves, they might do all right, considering Cunha's not there. As I said before, Strand Larson is getting back to fitness, though. West Ham have found something. City clean sheet, I just don't see that happening. Same with Wolves. Manchester United will be lucky if they can do a clean sheet away to Leicester. They won't do one at Arsenal. Well, they might actually, considering Arsenal can't do anything. We'll see with that one. But you'd expect them not to. Forest are the ones that I'd expect to have a clean sheet. Maybe not to City, but definitely away to Ipswich. And then the rest get under 25%. So it's not really that realistic. In terms of points, Trent's well out on top, 18 points ahead Aina. Gabriel's just behind it. And Munoz from Palace has gone right up to the top 4 very quickly. Had a few really good weeks. But Alexander-Arnold now paying off the people that kept with him. Everyone said he was too expensive, but he's getting better and better. So if you've hung on to him throughout this period, congratulations. Saliba's there as well. You know that Timber's not there. He's on about 85 points, but these are all the players over 100. So for me, my game week 29, I'll probably go Aina and maybe even chuck like a cheeky Maguire on there. And the third one could be anyone from City, Arsenal. That's probably what I would do. But that's just some food for thought for yourselves. Let's have a look into the midfielders. This is where the bulk of your points are going to come from. And obviously, we've got Brian Mbeumo. He's on penalties. He's playing Brentford. Oh, sorry, he's playing Bournemouth. In Bournemouth, so that'll be an interesting game. I've got Clive out there as well. Morgan Gibbs-White, obviously, because Nottingham Forest fixture is so good at Ipswich, he's on there as well. Palmer, no-brainer. He's probably a captaincy option. Even though he's away at Arsenal, you might want to captain him. I'm not entirely sure. Jared Bowen and Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes could be a captaincy option, considering his talents. Let's just go back there. Who did that? All right, so let's have a look at these. These are the expected points over the next 2 game weeks from Fantasy Football Pundit. And Palmer's obviously well out on top. They've got Southampton next week. Leicester this week coming. So very interesting there. Salah, well, he's not playing. And Cunha is, whether or not he'll get his points. I've got him on my team currently. And Neto's up there as well. Very interesting that they got Neto. Bowen playing well. Yeah, Newcastle and Everton. It's a tough one with Bowen, but if you want him for 29, he's a good punt. Those who steamed into him a couple of weeks ago, unlucky not to get the goal. Could be an FPL goal, not a real goal. Fernandes and Mbeumo. Fernandes will get a lot of people steaming into him. He's been under 10% for a big part of the season, but for now, he'll get a lot of people steaming into him. He could be a huge captaincy share, as I said. Morgan Gibbs-White is not on this list, but yeah, with Forest having Ipswich, he's going to be the facilitator for Chris Wood, and if Chris Wood's not scoring, Morgan Gibbs-White will be involved. Whether he is or isn't, he will be involved. So it's very interesting reading for those. For me, the no-brainer top 5 says Mbeumo, Palmer, probably Kluivert, Bruno. I mean, is Bukayo Saka back? If he is back, then that changes everything. The only reason I haven't put him on this list because I don't know if he's going to be back yet, but everything says he's going to be back for 29. Those who can steam into him straight away will be very impressed and they'll probably get a return because everything will funnel through him. As soon as he's back, I expect his teammates to just shove the ball in his face and just ask for help. That's all that's going to happen. He's going to be the focal point and he'll probably get the returns that he needs. That being said, the likes of Garnacho, Trossard, and even Sancho, maybe not Sancho. Garnacho and Trossard could have impacts over the next couple of weeks. But for me, as I said, yeah, attack the fixtures. Good players playing good fixtures generally bring out good points. Speaking of, let's have a look at the forwards. And the number 1 person in terms of points expected over the next 2 is that man, Erling Haaland. I've also got Chris Wood, Beto from Everton, Wissa from Brentford. I got Marmouche there and Liam Delap. Now, there could have been a few other forwards as well, the likes of Raul Jimenez and a few other players, but these are just the top 6 I came up with right now. Watkins is up there, Mateta. The players don't play in 29. This is just based off the next few weeks, what their points should be. But we've got Wissa, that's what the star's for. João Pedro is one. He could do pretty well against Manchester City. But yeah, I mean, if you've got him, don't sell him, but I wouldn't bring him in. It's not a very exciting pick, especially if they don't give up a penalty. Højlund, is he going to get a goal? Don't even know if he's in the first 11, to be honest. Marmouche is there. He's exciting. Beto is the one playing very well. And Delap down the bottom, he's at home to Forest, so expect him to score a goal. He generally chips in with a return, so that could be the best undervalued bet of the week, I'd say. The far right in terms of the percentage picked, Isak is well up there. He is flagged 58%, so you need to replace him or bench him for game week 29. The likes of Wissa 14%, João Pedro 11%, Marmoush is even up to 8%. That shows what a hat trick does to people. And Beto at 4%. These could all be valid people, valid players to bring in. So let's have a look at my Blank Gameweek 29 template. So Wolves are out, as I've said. Cunha and Aitnori are done. I've got Triple Forest. I've got no Arsenal attack because I just don't know who to go with. If it's not Saka, it's no one, as far as I'm concerned. I've got double Man U and I've got Haaland cap. So I've just kept Pickford in goal. As I said earlier, I didn't even bother thinking about the goalie. If I really need to, I'd probably end up going. Look, I don't even know. Pickford's at home to West Ham. Everton keeping a clean sheet at home is probably your best bet, to be honest. Because a lot of the other players are playing, other teams are playing away from home. So Arsenal could go, but then they've got Chelsea. So why would you have Palmer? So I've got Pickford in goal, Ola Aina, Yuri and Timber due to price, and Harry Maguire because why not? And the midfield looks pretty sick. It's got Mbeumo, Morgan Gibbs-White, Palmer, Fernandes, and Kluivert. A lot of these games are playing away. So Aina and Forrest are away to Ipswich, Manchester United away to Leicester. Good thing is for Arsenal, they were home to Chelsea, but the bad thing is for Palmer, he's away to Arsenal. And Buemo's away to Bournemouth, which means Kluivert's at home to Brentford. So they're both playing each other, but they're both penalty takers. So I'm happy to keep them in the team. Chris Wood and Haaland up front. Haaland being the captain for this particular team. And I've put Flappy on the bench. I didn't actually move him. I know he's getting no gains, but he's just there. And my three on the bench were Beto, Mikalenko, and Timmy Chestnuts, Timmy Castagna. I've got 0.4 in the bank purely because Haaland. I've brought in Bruno. I've got Palmer, and Mbeumo is almost, excuse me, Mbeumo is almost a premium nowadays, as is Bruno. So the team looks okay. I think it looks pretty good. You get a decent amount of points from this if you are free hitting in the Blank Game Week. This will be my Blank Game Week free hit template. You can see the fixtures down the left there for a full review of the fixtures. Let me know which team you're looking to bring in, or players that I've missed, or players you think will outperform the ones I've got here, especially in the forward ranks. I think it's a bit of a lottery, to be honest. Now with Cunha out, Wood and Haaland, or Wood and Marmoush, or maybe even just Wood and do 4-5-1 will be a very strong template moving forward. Let me know what you're going to do, and just send me a message on X or Blue Sky, preferably. Here is how I will likely track in Game Week 29. You can see I've got 2 transfers up my sleeve and 1.8 in the bank. So this is my team as at now, and I've just put the fixture ticker and the predictor up to Game Week 29. So this is how many players I've got. So I've got Mateta there flagged. I need to assess whether or not Mateta is actually playing moving forward, or do I take him out for potentially another forward. So I've got double Forest and double Chelsea. I'm likely to bring Marmoush in because I can't have Cunha for 4 game weeks. Potentially more, they're saying. They're saying his suspension could be much more than that. If I do that, if I go Mateta to Marmoush, then I would likely be able to bring in either Vardiol or Timber, set and forget, so I can have half a premium in my defense. The reason being that Vandenberg, who's playing full 90 minutes, got injured, and he's not guaranteed to be back for 29. So I need to make that transfer. I was always going to have to make a transfer, being a forward and a defender, and it was going to be the Wolves double up, Ryan Aitnori and Matheus Cunha. I can't do that now. I don't have that luxury. So what we're going to have to do is think on our feet, I guess, as what you do with FPL. So I'm really thinking about Marmoush. I'm happy to bench Marmoush in difficult games, but I just do like the incitement factor of him. I'm pretty set on my midfield, so I'm not going to change that. And when I do need to change, and Cunha will come out for someone like Rodgers or someone else. But Vandenberg to Ryan Aitnori wasn't really going to be the go. I was actually going to try and set and forget. If he was doing 90 minutes, I figured 2 points, and he can go back to bench number 3 because they've already got Munoz there. So, yeah, very interesting to see what I do. Likely that I'll go Marmoush and either Vardiol or Timber, which brings me to the question about captain. Do you go Kluivert at home to Brentford? Do you go Mbeumo away to Bournemouth? Wood away to Ipswich? Or can I go Marmoush at home to Brighton? Marmoush at home to Brighton will be a huge punt. I'll probably just stick with Wood at this stage, considering he is so consistent, and the team knows if they want to score, they need to funnel their chances through him. Secondly, I'll probably go Clive. That'll be my second bet, but I don't want to have to do that. The one thing I do have to do is four at the back, which I really don't like, but for one game week, it doesn't really matter. So that's how I stack up for game week 29. I think this is a little bit less than the blank game week free hit template that I've done, purely because the midfield in that template looks so smart, especially with Gibbs White and Bruno. I'm having in Cunha and basically no one else. So we'll see how we go. Let me know what your team looks like, or if you're panicking about something, or if you're just having a tinker. It'll be interesting to see other people's teams and how they look and how they're engaged. So that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the pod, and I hope you're looking forward to game week 28, which is before the free hit 29, or blank game week 29, as I should say. They are a week apart, so there'll be a lot more content coming on about it. Try not to overthink it. It's only one game week. Just remember, if you're making permanent transfers, they are there after game week 29. It's not just for that. So I hope you have fun over the next few weeks, and I hope your team had a pretty good showing in the cups, whatever cups you're in. My name's Luke, FPL Crusader. I hope your arrows are green and your differentials score hat tricks. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.